I have a question for you all. When do you think a fan fiction takes it too far? No, more appropriately, when do you think an author of a fan fiction takes things too far? Well, I'm the FanFic Critic. I read it, you listen. I'm sure you guys can see what the title of this fanfic is from the title above my head, but I will say what the fanfic is called again anyway. It is called Rini's Horrible Death by Queen of the Ramen. It's rated M. It's in English. It's horror angst. It's Chibi Usa T / Rini / Sailor Chibi Mini Moon and Usagi T / Serena / Bunny / Sailor Moon. This story has 45 reviews and it's 2 chapters long. Let's read the story. OMG, WTF busted. My friend totally yelled at me for posting this under her name. Yaoi Mistress Little Washu. Y'all go to hell. Y'all go yell at her for me. Laugh out loud. So now I'm posting it under my name. Hope you enjoy. Just love the bad grammar in this. Serena rubbed the bump on her head. Once again, as she had been just about to receive a kiss from her beloved Darien, that brat Rini had fallen from the sky and ruined a perfectly good day. She glared at Rini, who was receiving a piggyback ride from her father. Correction, future father. She knew Rini was her and Darien's child, and she would have had loving feelings towards her, but she didn't. All she felt was annoyance, anger, and hate. That's right. She hated the little brat. A smile crossed her face as she began thinking of a plan to get rid of the little pest for good. Rini looked around, the beach confused. I just love the use of transitions. Serena, you said Darien was going to meet us here. Did you mess up again, meatball head? Serena smiled down calmly at the pink-haired parasite. He's waiting for us in that cave, she said, gesturing at an opening in the rocks near them, about large enough for 2 grown men to enter side by side. He's probably finishing up the last touches for the party. Serena let a hand fly to her mouth in mock surprise. A party for me? Rini cried. Oh no, I wasn't supposed to say anything about it, Serena moaned. Promise you'll act surprised when you see it. I promise, Rini smirked. Rini entered the cave, her eyes slowly adjusting to the darkness. Hey, I don't see Darien in here, she cried, just as Serena crashed the stone down on the back of her diabolically pink head. Rini's eyes rolled into the back of her head as she fell to the cave floor, unconscious. Serena quickly put 2 fingers on her wrist to feel for a pulse. Good, it's still there. I'd hate for the fun to be over so soon. When Rini came to, she was lying on the wooden table, again, lack of transitions, with metal shacks on her wrists and ankles to keep her from escaping. At first she didn't know where she was, but as she squinted into the darkness, she recognized that she was still in the cave. Serena, she moaned. Where are you? What's happening? Serena stepped out from the shadows and walked to Rini's side. Are you comfortable, my Atome? She sneered. What are you doing? What's happening? Rini began to reach for her transformation brooch. At least the chains allowed her enough slack to do that, but there was only empty space where it had once been. She cried out in despair. Looking for this? Serena held up the pink heart-shaped brooch in her right hand before casually tossing it over her shoulder. What are you going to do to me? Why are you doing this? Rini began crying, and large sobs began to shake her small frame. Me? Oh, I'm just getting revenge. There was an unnatural gleam in Serena's eyes. Revenge on all those times you bothered me. Revenge for all the times you got between me and Darien. Revenge for all the times you tried to steal my beloved away. Yes, how realistic. She's jealous of a child. With that last remark, she slapped Rini, leaving a red hand mark across the young girl's right cheek. I'm sorry, Serena. Rini struggled to catch her breath between sobs. I'm so sorry. I'm afraid sorry isn't going to work this time, bitch. That's the end of Chapter 1. Let's take a look at Chapter 2. Serena walked to the side of the cave and picked up a black case that was sitting there. She set the case down on the chair next to the table and opened it up. Rini couldn't see what was in the case, but she could see what was taken out. A small, gleaming silver handsaw. She gulped in fear and began to struggle against her restraints. Serena took hold of one of Rini's flailing hands and laid it flat against the table, the palm facing upwards. She placed the teeth of the saw against the base of the pinky. She smirked before growling, "This is for daring to touch my Darien Chan." She quickly began to saw into the tender finger. Rini screamed in agony. The pain was unbearable, much worse than anything she had been inflicted upon during the time she fought as a Sailor Scout. Much, much worse. As she was about to pass out from the pain, Serena stopped the sawing and held up the newly severed pinky in triumph. "Now, let's do the other 9. Apostrophe S, please," she said, grinning broadly. 9 fingers later, and quite a few punches, pinches, and slaps to keep her conscious, Rini was fingerless. From the little black case on the chair, Serena withdrew a scalpel. "What are you going to do to me?" Rini gulped, barely having the strength to stay conscious. "Only one more thing," Serena murmured. "Now there is only the task of taking out the heart that dared to think it could love my soulmate, my one true love, my Darien." Rini was dead before it was fully removed, which was probably the best for her sake anyhow. When the heart was fully removed, Serena threw it down upon the ground and repeatedly trod upon it and spit upon it. She exited the cave with the black case and transformed into Sailor Moon. Using her Moon Tiara magic, she caused a landslide which collapsed the cave. She de-transformed and used her Luna pen to disguise herself as being entirely free from blood and gore. Herself and her clothes completely clean, and the black case as her school bag. When she got home, she immediately went to her bathroom, locked the door, and took off the disguise. After an hour-long bath, she was finally clean enough to wrap a towel around herself and make her way to her room. She made Luna leave the room while she put on a fuku and stashed the case in her secret hiding place, which not even Luna or Darien knew about. Opening the door, she assumed her cheery disposition again. "Okay, Luna, you can come in now. I'm fully clothed." Luna slunk into the room and leapt onto the bed. "Honestly, why must I leave the room every time you get dressed is beyond me." Serena just let out an exaggerated sigh and began balancing a pencil on her nose. "Have you seen Rini lately?" Luna curled her tail around her legs and looked up at Serena. "She hasn't been home all day. She went back to her own time this morning," Serena said, letting the pencil drop to the floor. Luna gasped in shock. Without saying goodbye, Serena shrugged. "Who knows why the little brat does anything? Anyway, she took all of her clothes and Luna P with her, so maybe she's gone for good." Luna frowned in dismay. "Serena, that's your future daughter you're talking about." Yeah, Serena muttered. "Serena, lunch!" A cuckoo called from downstairs. Serena raced downstairs to reach the food, Luna trailing behind her. It looks delicious, Mom," she said before digging in. Luna sighed. "Oh well," she thought. "If I know Rini, she'll come back soon enough." And I never saw her again. The end. this? This is, wow, wow, wow. Are you serious? Are you fucking serious? I know that a lot of people are not a big fan of Rini or Chibiusa from the Sailor Moon manga or anime, but still, this fanfic was uncalled for. Yes, she is a brat. Yes, she is annoying, but she did not deserve this at all. Let alone from Serena, aka Usagi. I think, for starters, here's one thing I need to point out to you, Queen of the Ramen. You wrote Usagi, or Serena in this case, very out of character. You see, Serena would never do anything like this to Rini. She would never do anything like this. Rini is her own flesh and blood. And even before she found out about Rini being her daughter, she still cared about her. So you wrote her completely out of character. Secondly, Rini is a child. And you pretty much wrote a story about a child being brutally tortured and murdered by her own mother! What the hell is wrong with you? You have to have serious issues to write something like this. You seriously do. You should be ashamed of yourself. You really should be. But that's not the thing that pisses me off the most. Let me read you some of the reviews that this story got. Mind you, some agree with me, but then some actually like this story. Let me clarify with you who. Starly11 wrote, "Wow, Serena's mean. Am I a bad person to say I think Rini deserved it?" Yes, you are. D wrote this. "I cummed to this. Thanks." You cummed to this? Are you telling me, Mr. D, that you were jacking off when you read this monstrosity of a fanfic? You're even more sick than the author. You are a sick person. I mean, the author is sick for writing this, but the fact that you admitted, "Oh, I came to this," is even more sick. So, what do you do in your free time, D? Do you torture small animals? Do you murder people for a hobby? Are you someone who has appeared on America's Most Wanted? With that comment, it wouldn't surprise me at all. Shayna Emsford wrote, "Thank you. I do not like that little bitch or Ray. You get a 100%. And Ramu wrote, "I control. It was kind of funny-ish though. Made me think of Higurashi or Higurashi. I thought it would be gorier though." And then Cass Sang wrote, "Ha ha ha. My favorite phrase, diabolically pink head. A wonderful concept." So Kitty Queen wrote, "Yay, someone finally killed Rini, thank you." And, and here's the big one. Prince Noah wrote, "Attention all readers, it's called fan fiction for a reason. Not all fics have to be to your liking. If you don't like it, then don't waste your time reading it more after the title and summary. Ha ha, what a great story." It is not a question on if I like or dislike the fanfic. It is a question about how it is morally. Let's see. In this fanfic, you are implying that it's okay to torture little girls, and you are implying that murder is fine. And in this story, you are mangling the canon of the story. You are mangling how the characters are in reality, especially seeing you make Serena, who is supposed to be a fun, happy-go-lucky person, as a murdering psychopath in this story. So of course, people are going to not like it. Now remember, when I read the reviews, I was not reading all of them. There were people who actually agree with me and who pretty much said the same thing that I did about the story being sick and disturbing. But I wanted to read you the ones that were good. And seeing this story has 45 reviews, there's probably a lot of them that say it's good. I don't get how anyone could say this is good. I don't care if you don't like Chibiusa or Rini. It's still wrong to write something like this. Jesus Christ. What the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with anyone who likes this story? What the hell is your problem? Wow. Wow. Let's just say it's a good thing that Susan took away my razor, because I'm afraid if I had it right now, I would not be here right now after reading that. I'm the FanFic Critic. I read it, you listen.